The most watched, the most trusted. Eyewitness News, everywhere you are. Time now for your forecast first on Eyewitness News, ABC 25.
Well, more of the same today, although skies a little hazier, helping hold our temperatures basically in the mid-80s. We still have that hazy mix of clouds with some sunshine, 84 degrees and pretty humid. Tonight will feel a lot like the past few. We fall into the 70s this evening, heading to overnight lows in the upper 60s. But the heat and humidity, along with some rain chances, will be rising over the weekend. And my forecast next on Eyewitness News at 6.
Live from the ABC 25 studio, this is Eyewitness News at 6.
We are less than a month until students return to class, and today the Tri-State's largest school district released its face mask policy for the start of the school year. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shelley Kirk.
Hello, I'm Brad Burr. The Evansville-Vandenberg School Corporation says masks will be recommended for unvaccinated students and staff, but not required. Superintendent Dr. David Smith says this follows CDC and Indiana Health Department guidance. Masks will still be required on buses. EVSC starts its school year on August 13th. The announcement comes despite a rise in COVID cases. The state health department confirmed 51 new cases in Vandenberg County today.
Health officials in Owensboro noticed an increase in COVID cases and hospitalizations and are now taking precautionary measures. Eyewitness News' Katie Forcade brings us the story.
It's a question that so many of us wonder. Is the pandemic over?
It's not over. We still have to take precautions.
Precautions to help fight a new surge in case numbers and hospitalizations in the Owensboro area in western Kentucky.
Our census was pretty low, nowhere near the peak when we had 50 to 55 people in the hospital. But we've noticed over the last 10 days or so, we have slowly increased.
The hospital is responding to the increase in people needing hospitalization over COVID. As you can see behind me, Owensboro health officials say they've set back up the infusion tent as a precautionary measure after noticing an uptick in coronavirus cases as well as hospitalizations.
People who have COVID and they meet certain criteria based on age, symptoms, comorbidities, we can give them an infusion of something called monoclonal antibodies. And those have been shown to really reduce the length of the infection and the number of the symptoms.
It's on standby to help COVID patients in need. While officials are set up to tackle new hospitalizations, they encourage everyone to take their own precautionary measures. Keep face masks handy and wear them if you're not fully vaccinated. Wash your hands regularly and socially distance. Health officials say they think the Delta variant is playing a role in the uptick in cases seen in the area.
We're really hoping that this is a kind of a mild, brief uptick and things will go back to normal, but I think it's a reminder to people, continue to follow the guidelines and please get vaccinated.
To help further protect yourself from ending up seriously sick. In Owensboro, Katie Forcade, Eyewitness News.
Health officials in Hopkins County say more children in the county are testing positive, and a sports camp-related outbreak has been confirmed with 7 cases so far emerging from it. You can find daily case numbers and information on vaccinations on our website, tristatehomepage.com.
An Owensboro teenager is being tried as an adult for the murder of 15-year-old Corbin Henry. 17-year-old Jacorian Johnson is charged with murder, attempted murder, tampering with evidence, wanton endangerment, and receiving stolen property. He's accused of shooting Henry, who was riding on a scooter last August. Johnson is still being held in the Juvenile Detention Center in Warren County until he turns 18. His next court hearing is scheduled for September 9th.
It appears 2 people from the Tri-State who were at the Capitol on January 6th are ready to plead guilty. Lori and Thomas Vinson of Union County face several charges, including violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds and entering restricted areas at the Capitol. Court records show the 2 are scheduled to be in U.S. District Court Tuesday for a plea agreement hearing. Cases against 3 other people from the Tri-State allegedly involved in the insurrection are pending.
The CDC says at least 10% of elderly people in America has been the victim of abuse or neglect. How can you identify and stop the problem? Well, the Adult Protective Services Unit covering Southwest Indiana says it's had 1,100 cases in 2019, but officials say there could be even more cases going unreported. Swerka says people can see examples of abuse and neglect just about anywhere.
You'll see it in a grocery store. You can see it in a parking lot. You can see it in the house on the porch next door. So it's just being aware and being conscious that this does happen, because a lot of times a lot of the focus is placed on that spousal abuse or child abuse, but it does happen to seniors on a regular basis.
Now, if you're concerned about a loved one or a neighbor and want to report a possible case, head to our website, tristatehomepage.com.
The Indiana Attorney General's office says cyber attacks are on the rise in the Hoosier State. Now the office is increasing efforts to make sure businesses are protected. Eyewitness News' Kristen Eskow reports from our Indiana State House newsroom.
Officials say just about anyone could be targeted in a cyber attack, something Hancock Regional Hospital knows all too well.
At the time, we were pretty averagely prepared. We had our network penetration tested annually.
President and CEO Steve Long says that average preparation was not enough. In 2018, a ransomware attack shut down his hospital's network for 3 days. Now he uses his experience as a way to warn others.
We have a presentation that we've given more than 30 times now all over the country and, in fact, around the world virtually, that helps people understand the journey that we were on and how they can be better prepared.
Officials with the Indiana Attorney General's office say the number of cyber attacks here in the state has grown over the past 2 years and is only going to continue to grow. That's why officials here are stepping up their efforts to reach out to businesses and educate them about prevention.
Because of the internet, we're all doing business in a really terrible neighborhood. And you just have to approach it the same way you would with physical security.
Douglas Swetnam says Indiana is on track for a 15% increase in reported cyber attacks compared to last year. That's why the AG's office is working to meet with businesses from across the state to educate them on the best ways to protect themselves. One of Swetnam's biggest pieces of advice, keep only the information you need and encrypt what's left.
This problem is going to get worse before it gets better. And that businesses, if they haven't thought about cybersecurity insurance, they should.
From the Indiana State House, I'm Kristen Eskow.
Well, the pride in Princeton is certainly strong as the community rallied together for Jackie Young tonight. Young was selected to compete in Tokyo 2020 on Team USA's 3-on-3 women's basketball team. Well, several Princeton businesses decorated their storefronts with red, white, and blue, and crowds gathered with homemade signs at the Jackie Young pep rally in the downtown square.
So the writing on the windows, I walked up to work today and I seen it, and it's very cool. I appreciate it a lot, and I mean, we all support Jackie Young.
And Leffler said Jackie's mom, Linda Young, works with her at Casey's General Store and is so proud of her daughter's success and impact on the community. And go Jackie.
Absolutely. It's great to see that happening. Can't wait to watch more. Well, Chief Meteorologist Dwayne Hart is here. We have a hazy evening.
Yeah, still that smoke out there. Air quality alert continues for at least this evening, and then some of that smoke should be dispersing. Then the heat goes up over the weekend along with the humidity, and that eventually leads to some scattered showers and thunder showers. But today, still a little cooler than normal with a low of 68 and a high of 87, 1 to 2 degrees below the averages. But we will be going above normal for the weekend, and my forecast next on Eyewitness News at 6 continues.